making this right before I go to bed. Anyways, other than that, let's talk about Avatar 2009. It's a movie that a lot of people dismiss on the surface, but it completely changed cinema forever. Not because of hype, but because of how it reinvented how films are seen, felt, and built. It's not a movie just about pretty CGI. It's about world building, storytelling, filmmaking innovation, and emotional resonance, all in one giant, beautiful package. Let's break down Avatar, why it's brilliant, and why some can consider it a masterpiece. James Cameron didn't make Avatar until the technology existed to do it right. He literally waited for the craft to catch up with his imagination. And his team didn't just use motion capture, they reinvented it. New facial capture systems, massive performance capture volume, virtual cameras, real-time CG environments that directors could shoot like live action. That wasn't incremental, it was a quantum leap in filmmaking. The commitment to the craft and the foundation of why Avatar still feels fresh, because it wasn't made as a tech demo. It was made as a living, breathing cinematic world that has some of the best CGI effects and anything you'd ever ask for. It's an absolutely beautiful film, and that cannot be understated. If I ask you right now to picture fictional worlds, there's a lot. There's a lot of them. You got the MCU, you got the DCE, you got the DCEU, you got the DCU, Percy Jackson, Stranger Things. There's a lot. There's a lot. Until Dawn, The Last of Us. There's a lot of fictional worlds, but Pandora is a little different than all of them. Because in the movies, Pandora doesn't just feel like a backdrop. It's not just where this is. It feels like a real environment with depth, detail, biology, culture, and enough rhythm to make one feel attached to it. Floating mountains, bioluminescent forests, alien creatures that feel alive. It's an ecosystem that responds to us. Everything looks organic, harmonic, and intentional. It's not just eye candy, it's immersion. The world doesn't just exist, it invites you in a cultivating way that's extremely rare nowadays. People like to call the story of Avatar derivative. Fair. On a plot blueprint level, yeah, the beats can feel familiar to one of the stories you might hear. But here's the thing. Sometimes simplicity unlocks clarity. Avatar uses archetypes like the outsider, the indigenous resistance, the corporate invader, but it fuses them with themes and stakes in a way that every beat lands emotionally and visually. And ultimately, this film isn't about twists, it's about truths. Pandora isn't just pretty because it looks good. It's rooted in mythology, spirituality, and interconnected life force. The Na'vi's reverence for Awa, their planetary consciousness, isn't fluff. Now, Awa is kind of a lot of things. Some people believe they're a literal god, which is an interpretation, or the planetary consciousness, or an evolved being. Whatever you believe, I think it all kind of serves the same purpose. I don't think there's much of a difference no matter which way you lean. The film's environmental subtext, the danger of resource exploitation and arrogance toward nature, isn't accidental either. Cameron intentionally crafted Pandora as a reflection of our world's ecological battles. This is why people feel a real emotional pull watching it, because it isn't just about aliens, it's about us. Another emotional reason as to why Avatar works isn't because Neytiri looks cool or the action is big, it's because Jake's transformation feels earned. We start with a broken man. He's wheelchair-bound, disconnected from purpose, alienated from community, and we watch him grow into the logging. He bonds with Pandora, he bonds with Neytiri, he adopts a new identity, not just physically but spiritually and morally. That arc gives the destruction of Home Tree a meaning. It's not just a spectacle, it's a heartbreak of thousands. This film wasn't just the biggest 3D movie. It's the movie that defined modern 3D cinema. Audiences in theaters gasped because the sense of depth and presence was real, and the CGI wasn't a mask over the story, it was the medium of the story. Every visual cue serves a point to the narrative. This is what makes the movie cinematic, not just graphically impressive. Not to mention, James Horner's score is subtle but seismic. It's not just background music, it allows another layer of world building into this already super fleshed out world. Avatar didn't just make a ton of money. It became a cultural touchstone. It influenced theme park design, it pushed Hollywood toward immersive cinema, it pushed studios toward virtual production. The film helped make 3D a standard, because audiences actually wanted to see this world in depth. And that's not hype, that's influence over a lot of people. This wasn't a perfect movie, but it's ambitious, emotional, immersive, and rather revolutionary. It changed how films are made, it changed how audience experience worlds, and it did it with a lot more than a lot of other pieces of works do today. And that's why Avatar isn't just visually brilliant, it's a masterpiece.